What?
Well, hello. My name is Travis Peter, and I own really cheesy colored LED lighting. I've been meaning to make a video about this for a while because it is probably the most terrifying thing that happens to me in my life on a somewhat regular basis. As you can probably tell from the title, I'm talking about sleep paralysis. Now, if you know anything about sleep, you know that while you're sleeping, you cycle back and forth between two stages of sleep, REM and NREM, NREM, NREM. I've never actually found out if you say it or just spell it, even though REM you say REM, not REM, rapid eye movement. Anyway, the times you're dreaming at night is when you're in REM sleep. And while you're dreaming, your body does actually paralyze itself. And this is to prevent you from acting out your dreams. So every night when you're dreaming, you're not just running around and dancing and screaming in your house. Or making out with the air because you're having a really great dream about Harry Styles. Now, sleep paralysis is a condition that some people get where they actually wake up while they're still in REM sleep. Essentially, you can open your eyes and you're very conscious of the fact that you're in your bed and you can see your room around you, but your body is still paralyzed. And just like your body creates dreams in your mind while you're in REM sleep, it sort of creates waking dreams, essentially hallucinations that are happening around you while you're paralyzed in bed. Now, back in the day, I believe during the Middle Ages, they actually used to call this old hag syndrome because they thought it was caused by dark magic and witches. Because back in the day, everything that they didn't like and couldn't explain, they just blamed on witches. Just those awful witches causing all those weird problems. Burn the witch at the stake. That's what they used to say. That's them. They would march people into town square and burn innocent people. Oh, the wonderful history of America. Anyway, sleep paralysis can actually be caused by a number of things. For me, I do have sort of a long history of sleep problems, and so there are periods in my life where I am extremely sleep deprived, and so it does happen a lot more often during those periods. Also, it's more likely to happen if I fall asleep on my back versus I usually sleep on my side. Now, when it happens to me, it is usually the same sort of experience every single time I see the same things. Usually it just starts with me waking up in the middle of the night. It's still dark in my room. I open my eyes, I'm on my back, and at this point I don't actually realize that it's happening to me yet because I haven't tried to move. I'm just laying there with my eyes open. However, I do finally realize that sleep paralysis is happening to me because it always begins with a shadow person entering my room. Now, a shadow person is actually quite a common theme for sleep paralysis. Some people actually believe it is actually a spiritual entity or a demon that's coming to visit you in the middle of the night. When I first started getting sleep paralysis, it would just stand at my doorway and it would stare at me. However, eventually it would start walking towards my bed and it would stand right next to my bed and just stare down at me. It wouldn't touch me, it would just look at me. And that's actually probably when it started getting the most terrifying for me because you're paralyzed, so I can't turn my head to look at it, I can't turn my head to look away. All I can do is see this shadowy figure standing next to my bed out of the corner of my eye. Almost like you can kind of sense it there and sense its movements, but you can't actually look at it directly to see what it is. Now, the last time I experienced this was a couple months ago, and it was actually the first time that the shadow person actually reached out and touched me. You'd think that with something so scary happening to you and you being partly awake, it would be really easy to wake yourself up completely, but it actually is really difficult. What I usually try to do is just close my eyes and get myself to fall back asleep, so go into full REM sleep, or I try to get myself to wake up and then I'll actually sit up, and by the time I'm sitting up, everything is gone because shadow people are just in my dreams and they're not real. I hope. There are a couple of other sleep paralysis experiences I've had that have been a little different than the shadow person thing. The first time it ever happened to me was back when I was in college, and it was actually the middle of the afternoon, so it was light in my room. I took a nap on my dorm bed and I woke up. All of a sudden I felt what I thought was my cat jump on my bed, and I felt it walk around my feet and walk slowly along the side of my body and settle down by my head, where it started making a low growling, purring sort of noise. And then it was in that moment that I realized I'm in my dorm. My cat lives with my parents on the other side of the state. What the fuck is by my head? So I tried to look at it and I realized I can't move. I'm paralyzed. Oh fucking sweet. This is sleep paralysis. Back when I was in high school, I did actually research and do, I believe, a speech about sleep. So I had come across it, but hadn't experienced actual sleep paralysis, but then I was like starting to freak out because I was like, wait, how do I make this stop? I didn't research that enough. And so I just closed my eyes and I fell back asleep. However, a freaky thing that I found out when researching this video is that a lot of people who experience sleep paralysis for the first time see like a dark cat with red eyes, like sort of like an evil devil shadow cat, which is like a really, really weird coincidence. And I still don't believe in shadow people. You'd think I would after all these things, but I promise I don't. I can't. I just can't. I can't allow myself that. One of the most interesting sleep paralysis experiences I've ever had was when I woke up and I realized I was paralyzed, but no shadow people came into my room or anything. I just heard Michael Buckley, and if you don't know who he is, he's a YouTuber, been making videos for like 10 years. He's amazing, he's hilarious. I heard him in my living room telling jokes, and I was just laying there thinking, this is the best fucking sleep paralysis I have ever had. Why can it not always be like this? And of course, the second I thought that, the sound of him telling jokes turned into the sound of hundreds of voices crying out in agony. Don't know who was dying in there, but sorry about it, I guess. Didn't realize my living room was so dangerous. So yes, that is my personal experience with sleep paralysis. Like I said before, it hasn't happened to me for a few months, but it literally can happen to me at any time. Sometimes it happens to me on a weekly basis. Sometimes it doesn't happen to me for months. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever experienced sleep paralysis. I love always hearing other people's accounts because it's always nice to know that I'm not alone in this terrifying thing that happens to me. Also, if you haven't had sleep paralysis, have you had any really scary nightmares? I love hearing about people's nightmares. Also, make sure to like this video and click subscribe. I have new videos every week. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. Today's comment of the week comes from my previous video, my first reaction to EXO, and it comes from Rebecca Bowler, and she says, "This is the first video of yours I've watched, and you are my favorite. You're generally into what you're watching and learning about, and I couldn't stop smiling the whole time I was watching it. You've earned my sub 2 hearts." Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, for that wonderful comment. That made my day. But yeah, my 2 most recent videos were K-pop reactions, and basically every single comment I've been getting on both of them has been so sweet. People really loved those videos. I understand that K-pop reaction channels are very popular, and I think a lot of people were hoping that that is what my channel would become. I hate to disappoint you, but I do still plan on making a lot of my other content, you know, spooky videos like this, other sorts of comedy videos. But I've gotten a lot of subscribers from those videos as well, and I don't want to completely ignore them. So what I think I'm gonna do is I am going to still do a K-pop reaction video once a month, and so many people have given me such wonderful suggestions of groups and singers that they think I would like. So I'm really excited to check them out. Yeah, so if you are one of my K-pop people and you have actually made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching a non-K-pop video. I hope you continue to do that, and I hope you like this one. Thank you so much. Thank you to people who've supported me for so long, and thank you to the new people. Welcome. I hope I make you happy. And I haven't scared you away, because this was kind of a creepy video. It scared me filming it, I'll be honest.